Woo! Sunday.
You busting ghosts?
Sunday. It's Sunday as we promised. We were gonna expose the truth.
You busting ghost? You're a ghost? I've heard about that haunted stuff. It's supposed to be the best.
I mean, I figured I'd bring him to help me expose the truth. So
Because ghosts get exposed because they don't wear any clothes. I get it.
happy Sunday fun day, everyone. Welcome back to our weekly live stream where we get to hang out with you, read your comments in the live chat, and Jeremy will be debunking after he sings his song.
Debunk, 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 debunk. That's my song.
That's a good one.
That's not a bad one. I've been
That is
working
a
on
good
that.
one.
I've been working on that. You know why?
Why?
'Cause I moved into a town with no one around.
While you sing, I'll be back.
All to get away from the snow. I put in a 2-inch line. Everything was fine until they tried to steal all my dough. Mary was in town hall. Now she couldn't do math at all. Just kept calling the law. Sending emails to Worm, hoping he'd confirm that no one would know all her flaws. Now Lynette and John, they're running their con, trying to get any money they can. The funniest thing is they're in other live streams this week begging, please help us, we don't deserve this. Well, everything around them dies, and then she fake cries. We'll end up by a river in a van. Now there's signs all over town. Now they're taken down. Everybody knows who done it. You don't do the crime if you can't do the time. They're living in a shed with no permit. Russ was texting Don. He was telling him it's on. Let's give the world a show. We always wanted fame, and now they know our name. In the meetings, always vote no or walk out. Well, they're all making threats, and the fans are taking bets.
Don's making bets too.
Oh, who's gonna be the first in jail? Will it be Mary, Russ, or Don? Lynette or John? We just know it won't be what the Hales. Just know it won't be what the Hales. 'Cause I moved into a town with no one around. All to get away from the snow. I put in a 2-inch line. Everything was fine. Until they tried to steal all my dough.
Give it up for Jeremy.
Thank you so much for those who sent super chats because you wanted to hear more music. Maybe one day we will do a full tour of all the songs that have been created, which are many.
Remember the very first time we got a super chat for you to sing?
Yeah. Well, that came after hundreds of super chats not to sing. So,
and I think the super chat after that was to stop singing.
And I'm still singing. You can't stop me.
Once in a while, we'll accidentally miss the male song.
Freedom of speech, freedom to sing, which, by the way, before we get started here tonight and with guests here tonight, I want to clarify something very quick. Okay, George? So number one, the First Amendment, freedom of speech is constitutionally protected. There are certain elements of that which are constitutionally protected. Defamation, slander, libel is not. When people clearly state lies or they state a lie and they said, I was told by somebody else. Or if they state a lie and say a euphemism for somebody's name, which germ could be a euphemism, they are still liable, legally responsible to the consequences that are coming for them. First Amendment right is a constitutionally foundational amendment versus
protected speech,
which is defamation, is consequences against the law. When you are speaking truth, that's constitutionally protected. When you are speaking lies, whether in euphemism, whether you say somebody told me this, you are held legally responsible. And there is a difference. And I also want to share this before we get started tonight. Your First Amendment right to speech, which I'm fighting for everybody, does not trump my right to not listen. Because what adults do when they don't like something, they turn it off. That's what adults do. Now, I am all for everybody's constitutional freedom of speech. And if you think, oh my goodness, George and Jeremy they're blocking my constitutional right of freedom of speech. No, we are exercising our freedom to not listen to it, because this is drama free. We have enough that stalkers have created for us. We have enough that Russ the Sus has created for us. No drama. We've said this from the very beginning. No drama. Don't ever contact anybody. If you create drama, you're gone. And if you want to cry, oh man, they took away my freedom of speech, go create your own YouTube channel. You can speak to anyone. We don't have to listen to you. Just the same as nobody has to listen to me or George. Take it away, George.
All right. So it's been a stressful week because there's all kinds of allegations, false allegations, inaccurate information just floating around on the interwebs. And
well, thankfully, we have recorded phone calls, screenshots, text messages, literally everything we need. And video, but keep going.
And the first thing I want to address is how you beat me. The rumors.
I did not think we were going this direction.
The rumors that you beat me, I do want to share with you guys that
you didn't tell me you were going this direction. You never said one thing about this.
I need to say it. It needs to come off the chest, okay? On date 2, Jeremy beat me in a game of bananagrams.
I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of it.
That rumor is true. He beat me in a game of bananagrams.
You said you would never tell anybody. You said you would never ever tell anybody. George, are you under contract? Are you under contract to
Cat's out the bag.
Oh, you said you would never tell, George. You would never ever tell. I can't help it that I spell better than you.
Well, suck it up, Buttercup, because you do. Jeremy also beats me in running. I can't run. I cannot run. I have heart issues. Therefore, I can't run. I get shortness of breath. My heart is just pounding through my chest. I can't run. So he beats me in marathons.
As a matter of fact, there are times where I actually have had to put you on my back, and there are videos of this, because you can't run, and I have to carry you in the woods across rivers and streams and creeks because you can't handle it. And I'm like, all right, jump on. I got
the rumor is true. You guys, cat's out the bag.
Thank you, Dana. Appreciate your super chat.
Another thing that people may have witnessed yesterday is you beating me and farting, which explains a lot. It explains the holy underwear. That's how he gets all the holes in his underwear, from all the farting, because he beats me at the game of farting.
It's cashews. I can't help it. I love them. They don't love me. Okay? Just because my favorite pair of drawers, too. My favorite pair of drawers.
I paid a lot of money for them drawers.
George, I will say that George beats me at buying underwear because I have this weird thing about myself. I love helping other people and I love helping other organizations, but I won't spend money on myself. And so I won't buy myself new socks, new underwear. And George is like, all right, come on, this is ridiculous. I'm buying you underwear. And I go, well, this is just what happens when I'm at a bonfire.
I'll be buying you more underwear this month because I plan on going to the outlet, the Tommy Hilfiger outlet. Those are the only ones that he could wear for whatever reason.
I don't know. Why are those the only ones I can wear?
I don't know. Those are the most comfortable you've told me.
Though they are the most comfortable. Yes, they are the most comfortable, which is why I still wear them when they look like this.
Aren't you embarrassed? Like, don't you feel the draft back there?
Yeah, I like it. It's free air conditioning.
Okay.
Also, it's also feeding the airs, the trees in the woods, CO2. And I like to do my part because I do love the woods and the trees. So I like to get that CO2 up to the trees because in return, it gives me pure oxygen. So
there's no embarrassment in that department then. Show the world your holy underwear because you're beating that party.
I just got to put them back on now. Hold a second.
Yeah. But I want everyone to be aware that I beat Jeremy too. I beat him too.
There is no doubt about this. This is very true.
I beat him in burping. Like, I have no shame. Like, Jeremy has no shame in holy underwear. I have no shame in burping in mid-sentence after drinking a carbonated soda.
No, it's not a carbonated soda. This took me so long to get used to. Like, George is the only woman I have ever met in my life that will be talking to you at a first date. Like, oh, so I like, and then I wanted to, and I was like, and in the beginning I was like, this is just so weird. And I was like, what's this whole burping thing? She's like, I burp? Like, non-stop. Now, if anybody spends any time with George, you will notice this. It goes on non-stop.
I don't think I've ever done it to
you
Deanna.
Haven't done it on the lives. Oh, I guarantee you've done it with Deanna.
I don't know. Maybe I haven't. I just haven't noticed. Deanna, let us know in the chat if I've ever done that mid-sentence and acted like nothing ever happened.
Oh, I'm sure. Yes.
So I also want to make it clear that I also beat Jeremy. I beat him in sleeping anywhere. Like, as soon as my head hits a pillow or some type of surface, I'm out. Like, I'm sleeping. My body naturally produces melatonin that I could sleep anywhere. So I beat him. Anywhere. I beat him when it comes to sleeping anywhere.
Anywhere, with anyone, at any time, any place, on anything, she can fall asleep. And I'm the exact opposite. Like, I need aids to help me go to sleep. There are certain things that help me sleep. There are certain things that only help me sleep, and I'm still in that process of trying to work that magic to get that sleep that I need so dearly. So I am jealous. I admit it. I'm very jealous.
I figured you would be jelly, and I thought maybe you would be jelly with the whole burping in mid-sentence ordeal too.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Kasha, for the super chat.
And then I also want the rumors to be heard that I also beat Jeremy when it comes to having an attitude off of camera, never on camera, but off camera. I'm sorry, but I can't be joyful and happy 24/7, or I like to say 25/8.
So
25/8. I don't know. I don't know anyone that's joyful and happy 24/7. I just don't.
So I'm going to give George the award for this, and this is not something that you would typically talk about. Why we're joking, but this is a serious issue, and I will. Why George is making light of it, I will give her accolades to say that she and I have been to many counselors together. And she is in independent counseling as well. And I give her accolades for that therapy and counseling to try and overcome some of those things. So yes, you are winning, but I also want to give you accolades for attempting to get better.
So
thank you so much, Mary Parker.
For us, like, with all of the stressors that we deal with, not being able to be joyful 24/7. I mean, we are human. We were designed to have multiple emotions, and I'm a female. I don't know any female that doesn't get an attitude. If we didn't mock things and poke fun of things, then I don't know about you, but I'd be crying all the time and stressed out of my mind if I didn't mock and poke fun at things. And to me, laughter is the best medicine. It really is. And because of all the other meds that I'm on, because of my health issues, like there's nothing that my internal medicine doctor can give me to help with like my anxiety and my stress. And so I have to rely heavily on working on me with dealing with stress and anxiety and you know, relying on God to give me that patience and to relieve that stress and that anxiety. And so laughter for me is the best medicine since I'm allergic to a lot of stuff.
And I think we find humor in viewers watching us on YouTube as we make fun of each other in laughter. And so we often make fun of each other in laughter, in humor. And that doesn't stress us out. That de-stresses us to be able to laugh with one another, about things such as, I mean, this is, I get it. It's ridiculous. Thanks, Matthew. But and I often sit there and go, man, people who complain about us actually making fun of each other and laughing with one another about each other, I just sit there and I go, these must be horrible people to know as friends. Like, I'm not sure anybody would want them as friends. But Jackie, thank you so much for your super chat as well.
So a lot of you are wondering, you know, what's the truth? What's being exposed? A lot of you are in the loop. Some of you are out of the loop.
I'd say the vast majority have no idea what you're about to talk about. There's a very small percentage, probably 5%, that know what you're about to talk about. And with that being said, I think you're going to say this anyway, but this is the only time that this will ever be addressed on the channel, period.
Yes. We're not here to we're not discussing these false allegations and these inaccuracies to make anyone choose sides. We encourage viewers to support whoever they want. You guys can support whoever you want. We're not asking you to pick sides. That, I think that's immature. I think the mature thing to do is we talk about what we're going to talk about tonight. And then after tonight, like Jeremy said, we don't plan on discussing these topics ever again, like ever. And it should have never been put on the internet, even though this individual that chose to put it on the internet was given counsel not to go live, but decided to go live. And now we're in this situation.
And now he will be held responsible legally for it as well. He was given one opportunity. That opportunity is gone. There will be no other more opportunities. It is moving forward. And this individual has been in this situation before. He has been sued for defamation, and he faltered and failed in the aspect of this. And he caved in because he was guilty, as he is yet again. So go ahead. What you got? Because I don't know exactly what you're going to address.
So I think the way it was handled this week, I saw other YouTube channels being dragged into this. I saw
Can we pause
family members being dragged into this mess.
But pause for 1 second, because I realize maybe 5% of the viewers even know what we're addressing right now, because there's a bulk out there, but 5% have questions, even though we're going to give answers to the whole 100%. Okay, so this is the simple reality of the situation. George and I love talking YouTube. We love teaching people YouTube, yes. And we have a sphere of influence, and we encourage everybody to make a YouTube channel, everybody. And what we have experienced time and time again, unfortunately, and it's extremely unfortunate, is that the people that we help then turn around to hurt us. Okay. And so I want to be so utterly clear on this, because everybody's like, what happened when they were filming with this person? What happened when they were filming with this person? So a person who we have associated with, and yet then we have disassociated with, and then I would allow come back in little spurts into my life and associate very little with, but then disassociate because the immaturity and the childishness and the narcissism, and then it has gone on to make complete and total defamatory allegations in regard to myself, in regards to George. And so George knows exactly what's been said. I don't. I have not been watching, nor do I plan on it. My lawyers have, and George has. they can have at it. And so I know George wants to address some things tonight in the whole aspect of what has been alleged, and then I can probably try and help fill in some gaps as well. But this is the sad part of YouTube, okay? So when we, out of a generous giving heart, share information that would cost YouTube channels tens of thousands of dollars to get training anywhere else, right, and we do it for free. And because we want people to succeed, we want them to move forward, and then they get a little bit of a viewing, and what happens is they automatically get a big head, and the selfishness immediately kicks in. And so George is going to address some things this evening about an individual who's often taken advantage of me in the aspect of using my name, my image, in his thumbnails, in his titles, when I have absolutely nothing to do with the videos whatsoever. There was a Hawaii trip where this individual lied to a company, and they charged me for what he should have been paying for. And the list just goes on and on and on in regards to this. And yes, we have all the receipts and all the everything that we need. And so the saddest part of this all is, just like with Lynette and Crook stalking us, and we have to isolate ourselves even further, we feel more the aspect of isolating ourselves even further and going, we will never help another channel again. Because every single time we do, we tell every channel from the very beginning, and there are people in here who have channels that we've helped. We will tell them from the very beginning, if you cause any additional drama in our lives, we will immediately cut you from our lives. Not a live stream, our actual lives. And because we don't want that in our life. We don't want your toxicity. We don't want the drama you bring. And then the funny part is, and to be clear, every channel you've seen us film with, but you no longer see us film with, every single one of them created unnecessary drama in our lives, okay? And we have told them no more. And this is the insanity of YouTube. Then they go on to cry that they're some kind of victim. I'm a victim. What the hell's Jeremy? You're told from the get-go, if you do this, this will happen. They get a big head. They get some views. You've got everybody from somebody who messes around with gators, who is, let's see, what would you put? If you were to put a hero in a box, he's an addict. A hero in a box, he's an addict. And he did completely and totally foolish things. And he was actually warned once, do it again, you will be cut off. Everybody else was cut off from the beginning. And so the insanity of channels coming out and going, oh, they did me wrong. They're so butthurt that we will not communicate with them anymore. And it all comes down to jealousy. They want promotion from a bigger channel. That's trying to take advantage of people. You're not going to promote somebody you don't believe in, or somebody who creates unnecessary drama in your life. All right. With that being said, George is back. Go for it. I don't know what you got to cover.
Unfortunately, it's a shame that it even gets to that point when we do try and help other YouTube channels. But I think dragging other YouTube channels, dragging family members into this mess, as this individual has, should always be off limits, and they don't deserve to be dragged into this. However, I do want to address whatever rumors are floating around about Jeremy isolating me from my family. I want you guys to know that I video chat with my family, my sister the most. Okay. I call, I text my family, and I choose to see them in person. I'm the one who chooses to see them in person.
Not see them in person. You choose to, or
when not. I want to see them in person. Correct. And so when I was up in Ohio, there's rumors going around that I didn't see my sister. That's because my sister had already pre-booked a camping trip with my niece and my nephews, and she wasn't able to attend the graduation for my niece or my mother's birthday. So we didn't get to see each other because, unfortunately, time didn't allow for us to see each other. But the rumor that he isolates me from my family, that's not true. I keep in touch with my family. I video chat with them when I want to, when I choose to. And so
I don't even
this
know what you've
week,
done today. Did you leave the property today? I don't even know what you've done today. For somebody to allege that I isolate you, I'm not even with you. How can I isolate you?
so moving along, I think this week, for those of you who are aware, this week I witnessed rage and jealousy. I witnessed a drug-induced paranoia.
Very much
I
so.
I
Very
witnessed
so.
juvenile immaturity. I witnessed aggressive ranting. I witnessed some projecting. I witnessed some hypocrisy about false allegations and inaccurate information on social media platforms. And unfortunately, when you put your life out there on social media, it comes with the territory. People, no matter what you do, whether you do something that makes you happy or if you try and do good, people are going to judge you, and that comes with the territory. And so you have to have thick skin if you're going to create a channel and put content out there and put your life out on social media. Okay. And so, like Jeremy had mentioned earlier, yes, everyone has the freedom of the right to freedom of speech, but there's a difference between protected and unprotected speech. And the false allegations of him being called a racist, Jeremy being called a pedo, and Jeremy being called a woman beater, those are all false allegations, and that's what crossed the line, which is false.
Legally. That's legal cross of the line, and consequences are coming legally.
Correct. Now, had those top three things not been aired out on social media without concrete evidence, a cease and desist would have never been issued. So a cease and desist
was ignored. By the way, I have full conversations between that individual and my lawyer. And so I can play them tonight if need be, but this is not the route we want to go. I have full phone conversations with this individual, and we're going to talk about some of those tonight. And I can play it all with you from the aspect of him telling me that he would get one of his stripper friends to work for me on weekends. And for $250, I could get anything out of them. It's all recorded, all of it. So I could play all of that tonight if I want to. This is not something we want in our lives. We don't want Lynette and Crook, but you're seeing an individual go the same route as Lynette and Crook. They do wrong, then they claim victim once they're called out on it. That's narcissism.
And so when false allegations like that are thrown out there on social media, that can ruin a person's reputation. That can ruin a person's life. And that's why those things are unprotected speech.
Well, let's pause right there too. Here's the funniest part, okay? So those people who think that they are so supportive of this individual with those false allegations, who have said, I'm behind you, I've unsubscribed, I'll never watch him again. We have every recording of everything that was said, even that which was deleted. Every community post that brought Pepper into this, which Christian and Patience aren't very happy about. And every single comment proves defamation and loss. So the fools out there that think they're supporting him are actually proving legally that we have a case of defamation against him. How stupid can you people be?
And so you know, anytime there are false allegations floating around on social media, in general, I'm telling you guys, should always consider the source, do your due diligence as to whether this person is credible or not. You know, and then obviously form your own opinion. Like I mentioned earlier, we're not discussing this to have you guys pick sides, because that's what this individual was doing. And so keep in mind, like Jeremy had mentioned earlier, this particular individual has been issued a lawsuit and has been sued for defamation in the past year.
Now he is again.
So is this a pattern of behavior? But I do know that it was a shame. It was such a shame, and I was just so disappointed with this individual and that it even got to this point.
The reality is this, George, and I know you can back me up on it. This isn't our first disappointment with this individual. We have actually removed ourselves from association with him multiple times because of the childishness, the immaturity, the obnoxiousness, the things that he stands for and does, which we are not okay with, and have called him out on it before. And here's the funniest part, because people are going, this is your greatest bud, and you respected him so much. Okay, really? All right. But at the same time, his champions are saying this. Are you able to see it? Great idea, but it's Germ who isn't or wasn't taking his calls for a whole year. So his own followers know that I have disassociated myself from him. This isn't a close friendship. This is keep at an arm's distance because of the toxicity. This guy is a rug dealer. Half of his income is from resale, which is going to be gone because he's already been reported to the Department of Agriculture for illegal sales. That's going to end immediately as soon as they contact him, or he'll have felony charges. Number two, he has illegal sales of rugs. That's where his money comes from to do the reselling and purchasing. This individual has multiple break-ins because of the people he associates with. His vehicles have been stolen. His money has been stolen because of the people he associates with. He is an illegal rug dealer. Regardless of whether that rug is now legal in this state or not, his dealing of it is not legal. Therefore, we keep at arm's distance. We would not want that person or trust that person with our merchandise, with our money, with our gold, with our silver, with our rings, with our, you name it. This person keeps having things happen in their life this way because of their business, which is illegal, and because of what they do and who they do it with in their business. We have kept them at an arm's length distance and disassociated many, many times, as proved by his own supporter in his chats.
And so yeah, it's been a shame, and it's disappointing that it even got to this part, and it breaks my heart that it even got to this part, because you know, the saying, what's the saying? Hurt people hurt people, right? When he decided to do all this online, he was so hurt, and he felt so betrayed. But what about his betrayal of Kay? What about her feelings and her hurt? Like, her hurt is just as valid too, not just his.
Real.
And people don't know her side of the story. And it's her story to tell, which she has shared with me a lot. I don't know how much you know, Jeremy, but I know a lot about the hurt and whatever he decided to share with you. But there's been calls where he's been made and it's on speaker, and I hear what he's saying and how he's talking, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe he's even sharing these things with you. And so, and especially when he's raging like this and not in the right frame of mind going live. And so there was a lot of talk about bro code this and bro code that. Bro code to me is juvenile talk. Okay. I'm friends with Kay, and I've always been friends with her, and her and I have always kept in touch. Even when they weren't a couple, her and I always kept in touch. And so there's this rumor that he was betrayed. There's a betrayal, because working for Team Hales is a betrayal. Working for Team Hales is not a betrayal. It's a job. It's not an affair. There's nothing inappropriate going on. It's a seasonal gig that we offered her to help her out, or until she finds something full time. And it's like, to me, it's similar to working for like a competitor. And so he's created these scenarios in his mind, again, whether it's drug-induced paranoia, that there's some type of betrayal and that there's some type of affair going on, which isn't the case. It's a job. It's a job, not an affair. And so the very first time Jeremy and I met Kay, we met her both at the same time at a storage unit. I remember it was exactly at Sussens. And this was back in like 2019. And the last I checked, when people split up, we're not required to pick sides, right?
Well, especially when the breakup was a year and a half ago
A year and a half ago.
Because of cheating. And here, let me share this, okay? Because I've seen, or you told me, actually multiple people have told me that he was sharing our text messages in a chat, but he didn't share the end. So let's just go for it right here. Let me be extremely clear, as you're being extremely childish. You spent your relationship cheating on and disrespecting an individual, while your buddies, myself, Robin Conkey, encouraged you to become a better man and stop behaving that way. There is no bro code. And let me define bro code for this person. His bro code is, I don't want you to tell somebody that I cheated on them. I don't want you to share those messages, those pictures, or what I did. I mean, I could bring individuals who have come to me personally, what he's done with them. We could bring them in here tonight as special guest. No problem. I have all their contact information. But he didn't share these parts of the messages for some reason, which makes me wonder why. And so there is no bro code, and no one will ever dictate to me who I can and can't hire for a growing business. Lastly, this conversation isn't about someone you told me you never, this isn't about somebody you told me you never wanted to talk to again. It's about your narcissistic behavior trying to control women and friends. It's telling me I can't hire someone. As I've told you in the past, you have very unhealthy narcissism, which pushes good people away from you, which you are doing yet again with me right now. Is your new girlfriend okay with your unhealthy obsession and control of where your old one or who works for? Be a better man and recognize your unhealthy behavior and correct it before you lose the new one too. This is something that was been addressed for years, that he needs therapy and counseling, and never aired out on YouTube. It's only being aired out because of what he's done, and it will never ever be aired out or talked about again, nor will he ever be promoted, and his name won't even be said tonight.
Yes. And so there, moving on, there was talk about the channel buying subscribers, buying views and bots. And, we've always said that our channel has always grown organically. Okay. And from my understanding, if YouTube's AI catches that you buy subscribers, views, and bots, they can terminate your channel. You can lose your channel.
You're done.
And so why would we even jeopardize all the hard work that we've put into the channel to get it taken away by YouTube? Like, we wouldn't even know how to do that. Bots, buying subs, buying views. And if it were true that we bought subscribers, views, and bots, like, wouldn't we be well over 1 million? Wouldn't every single one of our videos have like 500,000 views or more?
It's so funny when somebody says Jeremy and George buy bots and they buy views. Then why wouldn't we buy 1 million subscribers? Why are we still at 700,000? Why wouldn't we buy 1 million views on every video? I mean, come on, use some common sense. This is just plain stupidity based out of a core jealousy of success versus unsuccessful, being called out. And by the way, true friends call out their friends when something is going wrong, and they're
in private.
We never made this public. He made this public. This has been going on for years.
Yeah, and we've been professional, and we've kept our mouth shut, and we've chose to kind of distance ourselves. And then all of a sudden, this manic rage happened this week. And so there was also words of him saying that our videos are fake. How are our videos fake? Me going to counseling to deal with all the stress of our unhinged stalking neighbors is fake, and all the stress that it's caused. Like, the court documents that's available to the world that you can see is fake. Like, all of these court hearings are fake.
Thank you, Michelle. Well, maybe now he's going to come out as he was a paid actor too, and saying that everybody else is a paid actor in the What the Hales world. Who knows?
I don't get it. I seriously don't get the thought process, and I probably will never get the thought process.
Wait, George, is Mayor Dan in the chat? Because there was a whole video on a new canine unit in our home village here. Is that fake? I mean, Mayor Dan's probably in the chat. I'm curious if that was fake. Anybody in the chat here at Christmas in the Creek, was that fake?
Well, that's what I was going to talk about, because he also said our charity work was fake.
Well, go back to Christmas in the Creek, but here's the reality. Those who were at Half Mil Time to Grill, you want proof? I know you're in the chat already, and I know you saw this guy doing inappropriate things with another individual at Half Mil Time to Grill.
There's another female.
So much proof. It's ridiculous. And what he did was try to get ahead of that, because that's what a narcissist does, tries to get ahead of it and then projects it all and goes, oh, Jeremy's this, Jeremy's that, which I've been calling him out on to correct his behavior privately for years. And yet there are those in the chat that saw the inappropriateness, the cheating, even at Half Mil Time to Grill.
Mm-hmm. And
Half Mil Time to Grill wasn't fake.
Yeah, that individual attended. Was it fake that everyone came together and fellowshipped and hung out while he was getting super, super friendly with the fans and the guests that were there? Anyways, back to the charity work that's fake. Like, we've done videos of Christmas in the Creek, the Christmas in the Creek event. We've done videos on donations of the Cedar Key Food Pantry, which Deanna is actually the one who started that, because when Hurricane Idalia hit Cedar Key, she raised not only money, but canned goods to give to Cedar Key. And then we've done videos. We showed us going to the bank, giving them the money. We've shown giving the canned foods to the director of the food bank, who's now actually the mayor of Cedar Key. We've shown videos of us making donations to a Christian camp, the boats that were donated. We've shown videos of all of the book bags of the Egyptian orphans. We've shown videos of the microwave giveaway, which was probably one of the best giveaways ever.
Which is funny because he was invited to be there and he would have got major promotion. And he always cried that I wouldn't promote him. And he always used my image and my name inappropriately. And when he was invited to be a part of something and he didn't show up, but then he wants to cry I never promoted him, because the reality is he didn't want to do the work. But keep going. We've done a video where we done an eye correction giveaway, which brought tears to her eyes. We've done a video where we've done multiple videos where we restore the love, where we don't charge the previous owner any money. We just give it to them, because wasn't he the one who sold a unit back to the previous owner and try to say that he restored the love? We wanted to ride the coattails of Restorage the Love, which when we Restorage the Love, we buy the unit, which by the way, I'm working on one even today. So we buy the unit, we haul the unit, we move the entire unit, we charge them nothing. What he likes to do is try and jump on the coattails, charge them for the unit, abandon the unit yet again, and then he's responsible. The reality is this guy is banned from so many storage unit facilities because he doesn't follow the rules. He's always constantly in problems and in trouble because he doesn't follow the rules. Even this past Saturday, we probably had one of the best storage unit auctions with the group of buyers that has been in a long time, because the obnoxiousness wasn't there. The childishness wasn't there. Everybody was so civil and so supportive. That's the thing. They're rallying around going, hey, this is a great move for Kay. This is a great move for you, encouraging. Everybody was friendly. And we just had an incredible, incredible time with friends. Mm. So there was talk about how an entire city, which is actually a town, how an entire city can turn on you. Like, has he not been watching the videos? If he watched our Christmas in the Creek videos, he would have seen that majority of the volunteers who live in Otter Creek, this town, or surrounding towns in Levy County, were our volunteers. So how did an entire town turn on us when majority of them volunteer to help us for Christmas in the Creek? And so, When would why would people even want to associate with people that cause corruption? So us exposing the corruption that's happening here in the little town, it's gonna upset those that are involved, because they know that they're wrong and they're not gonna like it. So again, why would we associate with those types of people that are corrupt?
So for him to say that an entire town turned on us, that's inaccurate and totally false. If he actually watched our videos.
Let me address this too, George. The aspect of him saying that I've turned on him, you've turned on him, betrayal. First of all, the past year and a half, I've ignored every single phone call and I've kept a distance because of his unhealthy behavior. Now, I would show up on a live stream, have fun with the fellas, but other than that, there was no communication. I would not acknowledge him. I would ignore him, keep him at a distance. It's always a problem with him, always, always. And so I would challenge him, and he would always deny it. He would say we'd never go to counseling, he would never get help, and then I would cut him off, and then he would cry and complain. So now the aspect is he's saying, oh, you want to say an entire town turned on us, but now he's saying we turned on him. Let me be very clear, because this is something I think's been brought up. At least you've told me this. I haven't watched, but he's saying that we betrayed him by hiring an ex. So first of all, this ex has been broken up a year and a half due to the excessive cheating, manipulation, okay? And so let's clarify that first of all. Now, second of all, I have brought this up live during a live stream with the guys while I was in Florida. Hey, I'm going to be back in Ohio. This would be great if I could hire this individual for weekend help. All right, so that's the first communication with him about it, which he was against it because he's a narcissist. You don't control people or decisions. All right, so second, then it's phone calls, and he would call me up. You want to go to a strip club? No, I don't live like that. You know I don't live like that. And I'd be like, oh, what? How does she feel about this? I don't ever want to talk to her again. I'd be, oh, so I can hire her now? So this is complete separation. She can be hired now. I'm 1,000% against this. The last conversation I had with him, okay, this is multiple conversations over months and months and months. Last conversation I had with him, hey, what's going on with you and her? Absolutely nothing. I'm with this new girl. And then he's like, he called me up to go to the strip club, which I have never, ever been to a strip club. Now, let me be clear in regards to this. There is law and there's morality. All laws are for all people. Your morality or the standards you hold in your life are different for other people. Now, if you go, hey, I go to strip clubs, great. That's a choice you make. I don't. That's a choice I make. I think it's demoralizing to females. I think it's demoralizing to your partner that you're with. And I could go on and on. But here's what his response was when I said, I can hire her now, right? He said, no, I'm 1,000% against this. And by the way, I have the whole phone call recorded. I can play this for the world. And so his response was, I can get one of my stripper friends to work for you on the weekend for $250. They'll do anything. How would you feel if the girl that he was with was your daughter, was your sister, was your mother, was your family member, your best friend, and this is the person? Insanity. Nobody betrayed him. He was communicated the entire time. As a matter of fact, the ex, and I know this because I was a part of this process, we were all communicating all at the same time, tried to communicate with him as well. Called him, he ignored it because he was at the strip club because he invited me there that night. And he ignored the phone call where she wanted to communicate with him. So the insanity of it all on betrayal is just crazy, which, by the way,
it's all in the head. It's scenarios that he's creating in his head.
So here's the craziest part. He's like, would you be okay if I hired George? I have it all in text messages. Yes. George is an adult. George can make her own decisions. Now, I did tell him that George would kick his butt because George doesn't put up with that stuff. Thank you so much, Jackie. George doesn't tolerate that stuff. George is a very strong, independent, and she will be very clear with you that she is a very strong, independent, doesn't need any man for anything. She would never tolerate that in her life. George can do whatever she wants. I don't control George. Try controlling an Arabic woman. It doesn't go well. Yeah. So, George, didn't you do some work for What You Do in Willis? Didn't you do some filming work this week for What You Do in Willis?
I did.
How dare you betray me, George? How dare you betray? Oh man.
I recorded for him briefly. We even cracked some jokes. We were laughing.
I need to go live with my shirt off. Oh man. Oh my goodness. The ridiculous childishness and narcissism. It's just mind blowing.
Do you think Conky would let us hire Noreen?
Noreen already said she wants out of the house to get away from Conky for a little bit. She told me last night. She's like, yeah, bring me on.
So back to the story of what the Hales has chosen to disassociate with certain YouTube channels. Every single one has always been for good reason. And there are other channels that we're still on good terms with. But you know what? People are busy. Life gets in the way. We don't film with them. That doesn't mean anything happened or something bad happened. And people are constantly speculating or just making up scenarios in their head. And so the sad reality is everyone, I know everyone watching right now, the sad reality is we have all gone from people that we know to people that we don't. That's just life.
Well, for example, we're very good friends with the Omar Gosh TV. And the last time we were with Omar Gosh and Tiffany, with Omar and Tiffany, we didn't film anything. They didn't film. We didn't film. We're just friends.
We're not required to film with other YouTube channels. We went to go visit his farm. We saw his awesome animals. We didn't film it. We don't have to. And just because we didn't film it doesn't mean that we're not friends with them anymore. And people just want to jump on that wagon of, well, why don't they film with them anymore? Not that we need to explain this to anybody, but we did decide that we're going to discuss this tonight. And then going forward, we're not going to talk about it again. It will not
be discussed again. As a matter of fact, we rarely, if ever mention any of these interpersonal things that these people bring up, and they always want to cry victim after they destroyed the relationship. And we tell them beforehand, you create any unnecessary drama in our lives and we will disassociate immediately because we don't want it. That's not what we set out to do this for by any stretch of the imagination.
So the people that do know about the individual that we're referring to, yes, we encouraged him to start a YouTube channel because he has that personality. And so one of the other reasons why you chose to distance yourself from him is because we have a lot of mutual subscribers and people talk. People reach out to us.
Yep.
And so for the past year, you have gotten complaints after complaint after complaint from mutual subscribers, not only subscribers, but buyers, people that buy from him. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Sure, because I have all the screenshots of all the messages. So this isn't defamation. This is reality. I will call these people as witnesses in court. So you have multiple individuals who have claimed that he has sold them silver and it was fake silver in his auctions, which he will not be able to do auctions any longer. He has no license. He's already been reported. And I want to be clear that you guys have shared with us that you've reported him. And I understand that whole income stream is going to die for him. And at the same time, I want to say, don't contact anybody. I mean, you don't have to go this route, okay? Because we're not going this route. This is going to be the end of it tonight. But individuals claiming that he sold them fake silver, and then when they reach out to him, he will ignore them and won't refund them. Everything to a fake Frankenstein Rolex, which then he blocks and ignores and won't give a free refund. So I can call Deshaun Goodman right now, and he would tell you the whole Frankenstein Rolex, which this individual claimed is the Rolex. It's not. It's not what it was sold to be. And so there are other individuals who have bought and they've completely disassociated. And as that all happens, you understand this person is associating with that environment of rug dealing. Okay. This is, if you have a license to deal rugs, then great. You got a license. This person doesn't. Therefore, it makes it illegal. Do not contact him about that. Let the authorities deal with it, okay? And so you've already messed up one income stream for him. His other income stream is illegal. He has all these individuals around him that steal from him and take from him, and that's his culture. We distanced ourselves from that. We said we want nothing. This is not something we want in our lives. We don't want the people he hangs around in our lives. We have too much at risk to lose to associate with people like this. So we've continued to distance ourselves, and then selling fakes and not giving refunds and returns. Like it's not okay. It's not okay at all. And so we've distanced and distanced and distanced. And then because I am a sucker, because I love people, I would allow him a little bit more in. But then George can tell you, I would literally distance myself again and go, I just can't handle it. Like small doses is all I could handle. And it just got worse and worse and worse to where I couldn't handle it. So you can keep going on.
And so the word narcissism, I can't stand that word. I think people just throw that word out there. But I believe as a human that all humans have narcissistic traits. You know, for me, I'm a nice person until I'm not a nice person, especially when someone does something wrong towards me. Okay.
Well, and we could equate narcissism with just downright selfishness. That's what it is. Narcissism is selfishness to the times 10 degree.
Sure. Like I was watching a stand-up comedian, and I never thought of it this way, but he goes, kids are the biggest narcissists. They whine and they're selfish and they want everything is me.
Well, that sounds like this almost 30-year-old who is continuing to
me. Everything's me.
Which, by the way, I have no doubt he's going to do another live, which is completely and totally laziness. Hey, have at it. It'll be in court. Okay. And everybody who puts comments in there and says, I'm unsubscribing to What the Hales, all you do is further prove damages for us in court. So all I can say is thank you. You're not supporting him. You're helping our court case. And here's the best part. I literally will tell people, same as I've done with Lynette, same as I've done with Crook. I tell people you're doing this and they keep doing it. I don't have to tell them, hey, you're actually hurting him. You're helping me. But these fools are going to continue to hurt him in court and help me, which is foolish.
So as far as like back to narcissistic traits, for me, it's always been a part of survival as a human and growing up with 4 siblings, mostly brothers. And so if I'm sticking up for myself, or if I see something and I want to say something, if that gives me a narcissistic trait, then I guess that we all are as humans.
Conky, I forgive you for stealing the graham crackers. Sorry, keep going.
Okay, and then there was also talk about Elisa. He kept saying, I have the proof. George needs to see this. What about Lisa? What about Lisa? What about all the girls? First of all, there weren't all these girls. There was only one girl. Okay. And back in 2021, Jeremy and I split up for 2 months. A lot of you already know this. And then some of you are new to the channel and you have no idea. So back in 2021, him and I split up for 2 months. And so he kept saying, he cheated on George. He cheated on George. To me, it's not cheating if we were split up for 2 months. It's not cheating. And then he said, well, what about all the dating sites? What about the dating sites? I was on those dating sites too during that 2-month split. And so when Jeremy and I got back together, he told me all about Lisa. He told me how he took her to the storage unit auction. He told me about the PDA involved. So he can show that video as proof, but it's still not cheating.
Well, and here's the funny part. He wants to talk about that, but there's videos with Lisa on the channel still. And so while George and I don't typically dive into our interpersonal relationship in regards to if we're off, if we're on, if we're off, if we're on, I will state that there's been some very unhealthy behavioral issues that have been being worked on for years now. And again, I give accolades to individuals who seek out that therapy to get better and to do things to better themselves so they can be a better partner as well. And so this is not something that George and YouTube is what we want to show. And that's the fun parts of life. We don't want to show the ridiculous private parts of life. But when somebody's making allegations and George is like, well, look, I can talk about it. I don't care. Well, go ahead. I mean, it's not a secret. I have no secrets from George. George has all my passwords, every single password to every single thing. And frankly, George probably knows more about my life than I know about my life.
So to clear the air about that, it's not cheating. It's never been cheated. I've never been cheated on by him. So that's one of the points that I did want to bring up. And then as far as rounds of interviews, because he's like, well, anybody can hold a camera. No, it's a little bit more than just holding a camera. He said
obviously anybody can't, because he's not putting out any videos.
Right. And so Jeremy and I have, anytime we've ever hired anybody, there's always rounds of interviews, right? And so because of our mentally unhinged neighbors, I have major trust issues now with people, and that's normal and that's okay. And so I have issues with trusting people coming onto our properties. I have trust issues with people being a part of our businesses, being around inventory. And like Jeremy had mentioned before, like, he should know these things because he's been robbed multiple times, hiring the wrong people because they were not a good fit.
They're rug addicts, and he's dealing them rugs.
I remember the one time he called and you had him on speaker, and he talked about how the guy he employed stole his box truck. You can't trust people, and I have trust issues, and especially after hearing stories like that, like, I'm very particular with who we hire. And so as far as like the Florida job, we did rounds of interviews too for the Florida job once we obtained the old schoolhouse. And before I even knew that Deanna had expressed interest or was interested in even working for Florida, the very first time where I came up with the idea, because I had mentioned Thursday on Auctions Anonymous that hiring Kay was my idea. That was the very first time that I came up with the idea, because that was my first time expressing the idea of hiring Kay, because he chose not to bring her to Half Meal Time to Grill, and so many eyewitnesses saw him practically nose to nose with another female, even though they were still a couple. And so I was like, this isn't right. Like, what are your thoughts about hiring her and she can come work for in Florida? Like, I even offered, I would have stayed in Florida with her so that her and I could work at the schoolhouse and work on the projects.
And I want people to really let this sink in. Okay. Somebody says something on a social media platform doesn't make it true, first of all. Okay. And so you have to look at the real evidence and the details. And that means the same, everything we're saying, except we have all the receipts and the proof. Okay. So that there's a big difference there. And you have to look at this as a Restorage the Love opportunity as well. Somebody has been manipulated, cheated on over and over and over again, but we have never broke friendship with this individual. There is a trust that has been built. And this is a very, very kind, gentle, fun soul, a very, very sweet, giving individual. And so the aspect that we both trust that individual, and the friendship was never keep them at arm's length away with her, but always has maintained the entire time, even when we've been arm's length with him. That speaks volumes to be able to trust that person. And the conversation just wasn't between myself and George. Christian and Patience were a part of it. Do you remember, did I talk with Deanna about bringing her on at all? I know Christian and Patience because we're in Ohio, but
I don't think so. I don't think so.
And let me add this as well. Here's the funniest part. There are people out there who are saying things. How dare Jeremy hire her? Christian and Patience are supposed to do that job. That's funny, because if I were to hire Christian and Patience to work 7 days a week, you would then complain, how dare Jeremy make them work 7 days a week? They work 40 hours a week. They have a baby. They have a newborn. They get days off. You know who doesn't take days off? The business owner. You know who needs help? The business owner. Now, there's also individuals that said, oh my goodness, well, Jeremy said he had to let go of employees and salaries had to be cut. Yep. And Brian was hired for a specific job, helping to remodel the schoolhouse. Not
he was the muscles. We hired him for muscles.
He was
and his job was seasonal as well. Like, so we made that clear.
Part-time seasonal for remodeling the schoolhouse. Nothing to do with Ohio filming. She's been hired for part-time weekend Ohio filming. And frankly, not that I have to tell anybody, George has taken a salary cut so that she could be here on weekends to help to expand and grow the business. And I am thrilled because for the first time I feel this year, I'm like 2 or 3 videos ahead. It's been a blessing, beyond a blessing.
Yeah. So like as Jeremy had mentioned, we hired Kay for weekends only. And when Patience and Christian are off, and again, this is just temporary because once Jeremy comes back to Otter Creek for the winter, or until she finds a full-time job, whatever comes first.
Or there may be a conversation where we bring her on full-time. We don't know what the future holds. Okay. But we know where we're at right now and our goals to move forward. And I want to share this as well when we're talking about the employment aspect here. First of all, independent contractor. All employees for What the Hales are independent contractors. So you can take that term employee or independent contractor back and forth. She's been working for What the Hales since I got back from Florida. Guess how many issues there's been? None. Until he created an issue. Because when we hired, we specifically stated that we would never place her in the same position or place where he was. So for example, there was an auction this weekend. She was not going to be at that auction. I was going to go to the auction if I bought, then later she would come in and help film. And we filmed today, which by the way, we had a huge score today, huge, thousands of dollars inside of a safe. And who would I trust? Him with that? No. All of his associated friends with that? No. Her? Yes. And so this has been going on since I got back from Florida, her working on weekends and us getting ahead, which is very, very important because I've got special licenses and programming and school in a couple of weeks that I've got to get ahead. And so there wasn't a single issue. There was never, ever going to be an intersection of them together. There was never any drama. So what's the difference between Deanna working for me and Kay working? None. I trust them. And he's never going to intersect with Deanna, and he was never going to intersect with Kay because we already stated from the beginning, we knew the immaturity and we were never going to put it in a place where it could go on fire. And yet he went on fire. And how many issues were there before he exploded? None. Not a single issue. He's created the issue in his narcissism and his childishness.
So the question is, should I have called him and asked his permission to hire his ex-girlfriend, who I'm friends with and have always been friends with, even when they were broken up? Because the last I checked, he doesn't own her, nor does he control that business decision.
Whoa, that is not bro code, George. That's not bro code. And just again, I want to be clear. His bro code is don't tell my ex that I was cheating on her. That's what bro code means to him.
Well, bro code to me is juvenile talk. The whole bro code thing is like juvenile talk. Like if he weren't doing those inappropriate things, there wouldn't be a bro code to be broken. Anyways.
Well, one more thing. I got to bring this up because I find this so funny. So here's the funniest part, right? You got all these people talking about karma. All right. So here's a fool right here. Step back, take a deep breath, then sit back and watch karma do the job. Now, this is somebody who's claiming very supportive of him. And I'm wondering if she would be supportive if he did the same things to this individual in this comment that he's done to Kay, which I bet she wouldn't. But here's the thing. If you believe in karma, so when bad things happen to bad people and then they go, oh, karma will get the other person. If you truly believe in karma, karma is doing it to you because you're a piece of crap. So they're sitting there saying, oh, karma will get Jeremy. Well, that's odd because karma just blessed me tremendously. I'm still growing. I'm still succeeding. And yet this individual is crying with his shirt off like a fool and a child.
Yeah,
So
the very
did
first
karma
time
do
that
its
it
job?
happened.
Did karma do its job? So if you believe in karma, you just sit back and watch. No, if you believe in karma just did its job to him because he had it coming. All right, go ahead.
For all of the times he betrayed Kay and all the times he lied to her and all the times he cheated, yeah, I think karma is now his new girlfriend, because from what I hear, his new girlfriend, when he went live shirtless laying in a bed,
so trashy,
and you hear this girl in the background, come to find out they met a year and a half ago at some Transformer convention.
And he was cheating on Kay then with her.
And this chick doesn't even live in Ohio. Anyways, from our understanding, he owes her a ton of money for her work, and we needed help. And so for me, I don't work for free. I'm sorry, I just don't. She knows the business.
You mean I have to pay you for the work you do?
Yes, you do.
Hold a second. You mean I pay you enough that you have your own car, your own house, everything?
My own bank account, my own savings, everything.
And I don't even know how much is in your bank account or your savings.
Nope, you don't have access to that.
This is weird. George, so bro code, George.
Hiring Kay was a no-brainer. She knows the business. She knows the storage unit business. She knows the YouTube business. She knows how to sort eBay versus auction items. We didn't have to train her. She just took off running. And so I thought she was a great fit. I could trust her. I don't have to worry about her stealing our truck and trailer or stealing inventory. She was a good fit.
But I don't know, when those baby peacocks are born, she might walk off with one, and I'd be okay with that. That would be a bonus for her. I would be completely okay. I don't mind if she takes a baby peacock. She goes, can I take this one and raise it? I'd be absolutely take two.
And the last thing I want to bring out is, the last time I checked, Kay is an adult. She can make her own decisions.
Yes.
No one forced her to come work for Team Hales.
No.
She said yes to working temporary to help film and sort.
And she even tried reaching out to him, but he was at a strip club and she didn't have to. She doesn't need his permission. And he's at a strip club while she's trying to reach out, and he doesn't even call back. Not to mention the many conversations I had, and he told me that he could get one of his stripper friends to work for me on weekends. I'm going to bring a stripper into my house with all the valuable things I have in my home? Don't think so.
Didn't he get like $4 grand stolen from him because of
at a strip club? Yes.
Anyways, I just want to say that age is no excuse. He's slightly under the age of 30, and sometimes I hear him on AA in the past saying, well, I'm just a kid. No, you're an adult. You're an adult.
Well, he acts like a kid.
It doesn't make it okay because you're a certain age or because you're under a certain threshold. It's illegal means illegal, regardless what your age. It doesn't matter. Wrong is wrong. Right is right, no matter what your age is. And so I don't want to talk about this anymore. I think that we're going to continue with business as usual. We're going to continue.
Let me be clear. Even as it goes through the court process, you are not going to hear any of this on What the Hales. We don't want this in our lives. That's why we kept him at an arm's length. That's why we disassociated and then gave him another chance to disassociate. We don't want this in our lives. We don't want Crook and Lynette in our lives. We just want to live happy lives. And so, as George says, she's not going to talk about this anymore. This will never be talked about on What the Hales again. Even as it's in court, you're not going to see it on What the Hales. And so that's the reality. We don't want this on the channel. We don't want these individuals, these toxic individuals. We want the good people. And I think that's a good transition for you, George.
Yes. So we're gonna continue to inspire others to buy abandoned storage units if it's your first time, or if you've always been curious and you want to know what it's like. We're gonna continue reselling the legal things the legal way. We're gonna continue to restorage the love and do charity work that's not fake. And we're going to continue exposing corruption because we have the platform to speak and bring it up. And so when you see something that's not right, we hope that you too, also at home, your viewers at home, share your story.
One more thing.
Okay.
I think I've been told that Scrap It Up, their clip was stolen from me and Kay at a flea market when she was working and I was working, and that's what we were doing.
Yep.
We were working, and so Scrap It Up, I believe, called him out on that and the thumbnail. That's theft. That's content theft. So Scrap It Up. If you email us at whatthehales@yahoo.com, we'll teach you how to set it up in YouTube. YouTube's AI will actually search all of YouTube's platform and find people who steal your content and will immediately chuck it off the platform. And that's what he's done. He's stolen from you. And he did this to me in Hawaii on a helicopter ride and threw a fit. So this is something we can work with you if you email us, and we'll share with you how to get that completely taken off the platform, because what he did was steal. That is your intellectual property. If you want it removed, we'll teach you how to set that up in YouTube, and we can move forward from there.
So I do want to take this moment to introduce everyone. Kate, Team What the Hales. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Bye-bye.
Whoa!
Hello, everyone.
Thank you, Cynthia. For the
It's me. It's Kay in the flesh.
You have been a tremendous blessing to the What the Hales team in helping us move forward.
Yeah.
And not only have you been incredible with work, but you've been an incredible friend to George and I over these years. And I want to say thank you. And I want to invite the What the Hales family to celebrate with you for the opportunity that exists for you, even though it's part-time on the weekends. I get that. That doesn't mean it's going to last forever that way. It doesn't mean that it's not going to be a full-time job in the future. We just don't know. But
our crystal ball stopped working.
You may find one in a storage unit. We still have another storage unit to work on. But I know the family wants to actually welcome you. Like Gina just sent a super chat. Yeah. She said, "Welcome, Kay."
Oh, thank you, Gina. Is my finger right? Oh, there we go. What the Hales? Woo, Team Hales.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
All about positive and love and having fun. I mean, we definitely have. It's a business at the end of the day, but the environment is so peaceful that it doesn't really feel like work. I mean, I know I'm working. But
whoa. You filmed me beating the living snot out of that space today. And I was sweating like crazy. That was true. Work.
Yeah.
That was work.
You did all that work. I just pressed record. So it was still fun for me watching all this. Well, I don't want to share too much. We won't share too much.
And you supervised. Yes. You supervised, right?
Yes. I was delegating. I was the delegator.
It was insane. It was insane. And it's going to be a video this week. It was so awesome today. Everybody's welcoming you. James Francis just spent $5 as well to welcome you. Yeah. And Kate, one of the things that you and I have actually talked about, that look at the NFL, look at the NBA, look at Major League Baseball. There are certain individuals that work very well under different teams or the leadership of those teams. And it's not uncommon for teams to trade players. The players know they're going to be traded. And so it's not uncommon for one team to go, well, this player could work really well under our management style. And whereas they suffered under another team management style. And my personal observation is you're thriving under the What the Hales style of how we do business as a whole. And you're very encouraging. And you even make sure I'm drinking water. And you're like, are you drinking water? No. Go get water. Okay.
It's the hidden clause. I know you said, we're supposed to have fun, but I think staying hydrated and taking care of your body and your mental health is something that I'm always going to push for because it's huge for me. And I feel like everyone should have that space to be authentic and to have fun. Yeah. So happy I get the opportunity to join the team Hales, because like you said, I just switched teams. Everybody gets traded. It's unfortunate that, you know, it happened that way. But like you said, this is our first and our last time that we will be discussing this. And like I've always said, what's done in the dark will always come to light. So here we are on the bright side. Let's go.
Well, we appreciate you hopping on and sharing your beautiful smile with the Hales family. I'm thrilled to have you. I don't have to worry about some weirdo being with Jeremy on the weekends, not knowing what they're doing, and then all of a sudden
I
our
don't have to
inventory is
worry
gone.
about no
And then our
weirdo
truck and trailer is missing.
The only thing that goes missing is the snacks. I was very clear on I need snacks. I'm like a gremlin. So especially after midnight, it gets crazy. I'm like, popcorn,
We did have snacks last night with Conti and Noreen, and that was a lot of fun. But then we met in Paynesville again this morning, and we filmed 2 episodes, which was fantastic. I mean, we were just both thrilled. And then we got lunch at like 3 o'clock, but we worked hard before we get our lunch. That's what we like to do. We like to get the work in and then eat and reward ourselves afterwards, because now I'm bloated like crazy.
Right. We can't. Go ahead, George.
Go ahead.
I was going to say we would need a wheelbarrow to roll us out after all the food we had, because it was a lot.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Well, so now that you're on the team, I gotta get you officially hooked up with a Fun Employee T-shirt.
Woo woo! Let's go.
I don't even think I have one. All my T-shirts are debunked.
Well, it kind of fits the theme, so
it does. It does fit the theme. It does fit the theme.
I'll get with you later to figure out size and color and what color you want.
All right. Well, it was such a good time to come and join you and introduce myself officially. And I hope you guys have a great auction tonight. It's going to be such a good one. I know George has a good amount of items that she's ready to throw on, and I don't want to stand in your guys' way any longer. It's time for some fun. Woo, woo, woo. Let's go.
Unemployed.
All right. I love you guys.
We'll catch you on the flip side.
Have a great evening. See ya.
You too.
Thank you so much, Kay. George, I want to say one more thing, and then we're going to be done. There are some individuals that could say, oh man, wouldn't this be awkward if you run into him, in your spheres of circle and she's there, he's there? Well, first of all, it shouldn't be awkward for adults. But second of all, we already communicated beforehand that was never going to happen. And third of all, now that he's created all this drama, the legal process going forward, he will most likely have a restraining order against him where he will not be able to be. So if I go to Jamie's flea market, he will have to leave. If I go to a storage unit auction, he will have to leave. He is going the same path Lynette and Crook have gone. You literally can watch the narcissistic behavior trait. He is going the same exact path, saying the same exact things, and you're going, oh my goodness. And so it won't be, it should have never been like this. It should have been professional. They were never going to interact or meet each other on weekends for part-time work anyway. And now it's going to go to a route where he won't even be able to be where I'm going to be. So if I'm at an auction, he won't be there. If I'm at a flea market, he won't be there. And so that's what he's done to himself. Now he's going to cry and claim victim, but these are the consequences for what he's done. And he should have done it the right way. How many times do I have to say, do the right thing? And the right thing tonight is an auction.
Yes. All right, moving along. So like we said, we're never going to mention this again on the channel. We're going to move forward as business as usual. If this is your first time joining us for a live bulk sale, first things first, make sure you are in live chat and not top chat. This is super important. That way myself and Jeremy, along with our moderators and everyone else at home, can see the live chat happening in real time as close as possible. This makes a huge difference. What we do is we do claim to fame, buy it now sales. And what we do is we sell bulk lots to you at home, whether you are another reseller or you are a collector or you want to buy gifts for loved ones. Our sales are perfect for you. What Jeremy will do is he'll provide a buy it now price on each bulk lot. And then when our moderator Flipping Adventures types go, go, go in the chat, the first person to claim the buy it now price in the chat, types out the buy it now price in the chat, is the person, the winner of that lot. So for example, let's say we throw a lot up for $100. First person to type in $100 or claim 100 in the chat is the lucky winner of that lot. And so because of YouTube glitches, if for some reason your comments aren't going through on the live chat, try putting in like a $sign before the 100 or a different symbol, a hashtag, or maybe a $sign after the 100. And then once you claim it, you'll have an option to either be surprised of what's in the bulk lot, or we can show you some of the items.
Surprise!
There is free shipping if you live inside of if you live in the United States, but if you live outside of the United States, there will be additional shipping costs. Those shipping costs vary anywhere between $500 and $200. Everything is based on the weight of the package, the dimensions of the package, and where you are located in the world. I can share with you that those shipping costs vary anywhere between $50 and $200. So keep that in mind, and also know your country's custom laws and if there's any import fees. If you are one of the people to claim a lot this evening, we ask that all buyers send your contact information immediately to whatthehales@yahoo. Once we go into the sale, we'll display the email address on screen. Jeremy, along with our moderators, will remind you throughout the sale where to send it to and what to send. We want your YouTube profile name, your real name, your mailing address, your claimant amount, and the name of the bulk lot in the email. And then later on today, I will send an invoice. I'll send an invoice via PayPal. You don't have to have a PayPal account in order to pay those invoices. You have the option to pay either using your debit card, which is also your bank card, your credit card, or your PayPal account. Keep in mind that everything is sold as is. There's no guarantees. There's no returns. We sell these items to you as we find them in the abandoned storage units or wherever we source them from. And then because there are YouTube glitches that are out of our control, we suggest that you refresh in between every lot and then make sure you change from top chat to live chat. At the end of the sale, you'll have a chance to win a free item. And I'll have 3 lucky winners this evening. The free item, I'll show you at the end of the sale, but
I like free.
The free item is based on a trivia question. So Jeremy will ask a trivia question. The first 3 people to answer correctly in the live chat is the winner of that free giveaway. And the trivia question typically comes from the least viewed video of the week. And then also just a reminder, if you have no intentions of paying, please do not claim anything. If you don't communicate with me, you will end up getting banned from the channel, and you won't be able to participate in any future live chats.
And that's not fun for anybody.
Yeah, no one wants to do that, and we don't want to do that to you. Typically, most people are good at it. All right, so let me go ahead and set up. Did you get the text I sent you?
Yeah, but it's not appropriate to show on the screen here.
Well, I don't need you to show it to me. I just need you to tell me yes.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Yes or no? Okay.
I'll show it anyway. It's all the amounts. You can get a sneak peek. There it is. Okay, that's your sneak peek.
All right. Let's grab the first lot. And then the first lot was actually featured in a video that Jeremy did. So you'll notice that.
Oh, did you get the package that Christian sent you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was there that already. Okay, so this is a new setup for George. It's extremely, extremely warm in Florida, which is one of the reasons why George is in Florida. And the main reason why George is in Florida is for the legalities and the things that are happening within the courts and with the stalking neighbors, while I care for all the business up north. And then I fly back and forth. So, so we're going to add another. Are you adding another camera or not? Or
no.
are you keeping it the way it is? All right. So she's keeping it just the way it is. And we're going to start our claim to fame tonight. Everything is as is, no guarantees and no returns. Claim to fame tonight. We're going to give you an amount. The first person that actually puts that amount in the chat, they have claimed it and they've got the fame for it. The first one tonight is $150. Once Flippin' Adventure says go, 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 George's show. And here we go. Flippin' Adventures just said go, go, go. George has begun to show. Oh, that looks like, I know what this is. I bought this at the flea market where he actually stole video from somebody. All right, right there, Clint Weaver, 150 right there, says, surprise me. It was
right.
Clint. It was Clint, right? Clint Weaver. All right, Clint, here's the deal.
forgot my cowbell. Should I go get my cowbell?
No, we're good tonight. So it's too hot in the hall. So Clint, here's what you're going to do. You're going to send us your YouTube name, your real name, your shipping address, your claim to fame amount of 150, and tell George it was, I got to see how she listed it because she gets mad if I say it wrong. Assorted Disney Pins #1. Okay. Assorted Disney Pins #1. And Clint, you're going to send that. George did not put her email address there.
Let me fix that real quick. Sorry.
I
knew I was forgetting something.
To whatthehales@yahoo.com. Do all that information for the first lot tonight. And this was a fun lot. Actually, I was able to find these at a local flea market, and I was just thrilled to find them because we love them so much. I see Conky and Noreen are in the chat, and they have the graham crackers. Conky, you guys keep the graham crackers, okay? Or bring them back next weekend. We'll do another fire because that was so much fun. I just love hanging out with them. They're such a fun.
The farting part or the hot dogs part?
The what?
The farting part.
Oh yeah, well that was fun. I've still got gas from those jumbo dogs, but I love them. All right, just so you know, this is #2. So if you know what's coming next, it's $151. Once Flippin' Adventure says go, 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 George is going to start the show. Conky's going to bring his mask. So will Noreen. Flippin' Adventures just said go, go, go. Claim to fame amount here tonight, $151. It is Kitty Mama Felicia. Kitty Mama Felicia just beat Clint Weaver. Wow. All right, Kitty Mama Felicia. We just need to know, do you want to be surprised? What you're going to do is you're going to send your YouTube name. Yep, she wants to be surprised, George. You're going to send your YouTube name, your real name, your shipping address, your claim to fame amount of 151. Tell George it was Disney Pins #2, which I believe, if I just read that correctly, there's a #3 coming up next. Just letting you know. Emergency news.
Brought me a bell.
Did she really? Of course she did. Emergency me said, I need more cowbell. Okay. All right. Just a reminder, when you do email us at whatthehales@yahoo.com, there will be a auto response because we receive thousands of communication pieces every single day. It's humanly impossible for us to keep up with everything, even though we try. But George will send invoices out specialized tonight. Okay. All right. This next lot tonight is 152. Once Flippin' Adventure says go, 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 George has started to show. 152 is the claim to fame, and it is a #3. Flippin' Adventures just said go, go, go. Let's see who's going to get it. I see cowbells in the chat. Clint Weaver just got it for 152 and said, surprise me. All right, Clint Weaver, you're going to send all the same info that you are for your first lot to whatthehales@yahoo.com and let George know it's Disney Pin lot #3. And that is the last one there. Yep, that is. Okay. Well, that is the last for Disney Pins. We'll take that.
Yeah, I'm selling all the pins that Christian mailed.
I got you. Okay. Angela, thank you for the $1.99. All right, this next lot here tonight is $50. $50. $50. Once Flippin' Adventure says go, go, go. Remember, this is free shipping. It is the actual amount that we state. She just said go, go, go. And George started to show. And this doesn't look like Disney, but it does look like pins. Kitty Mama Felicia's in. Kitty Mama Felicia just claimed it for $50. Kitty Mama Felicia, do you want to be surprised? She usually does. So I wouldn't be shocked if she doesn't want to be surprised. And let's see what she has to say, which Kitty Mama Felicia, you're going to do the exact, yep, she said surprise. Kitty Mama Felicia, exact same thing. You're going to send your YouTube name, your real name, your shipping address, your claim to fame amount of $50, and let George know it's tack pin lot. Assorted, she calls it assorted tack pins, okay? So it's the assorted tack pin lot. All right. Okay, this next one, wow, we're moving pretty quick here tonight. This next one, the claim to fame amount is $142. $142. Once Flippin' Adventure says go, go, go. George has already started to show. $142. $142. Flippin' Adventures just said show. Teresa Penrose, yes, we can see you. Frankie H just got it for $142. Frankie H, it just got it for $142. Frankie H, we just need to know, do you want to be surprised? It looks like a watch lot. No, it doesn't look like a watch lot. It is a watch lot. All right, Frankie H, do you want to be surprised?
Keep in mind that the watches may need batteries. There may be some that are not complete, but
we sell them as they are.
But you get four flats of watches.
Wow.
And bands.
Frankie H said surprise. That's a lot of watches. So Frankie, just a reminder, you're going to send us your YouTube name, real name, shipping address, claim to fame amount of $142, and let George know it is the assorted watches lot. All right, this next one, ooh, for the ladies and some of the fellas. I could have used some of these today. I was sweating so bad. Wait until you see this safe video. I'm just going to give a spoiler here tonight for those who are still here. I bought a unit yesterday for $1,700. The individuals paid over $25,000 in storage fees, and I now know why. It was amazing. It was a good day. It was a good day. All right. It was a good day. I was sweating like crazy, but it was a good day. Next lot up for bid here, or not for bid, but for claim to fame tonight, $135. $135. And once Flippin' Adventure says go, 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 this looks like linens, maybe towels. $135. $135 is the claim to fame here tonight. And Flippin' Adventures already said go, go, go. Shane Palmer said, man, that's nice. All right. $135 is the claim to fame. And Kathy Lundquist just claimed it. $135. Kathy, do you want to be surprised? This looks like a linen and towel lot. That's what I needed. I needed some linens and towels.
There's like linens, there's some curtains, there's some
all kinds of cool stuff.
Tablecloths. It's a huge assortment.
All right. And
does Kathy want to be surprised?
I'm trying. I haven't seen an answer yet. Haven't seen. Can you just put the whole tote in the camera? Yeah.
So the tote's not included, but you get everything in the tote.
So she's showing. Yeah, she says yes, surprised. But you got a sneak peek anyway. So Kathy, here's what you're going to do. You're going to send us your YouTube name, your real name, your shipping address. You're going to put your claim to fame amount in there of $135, and then let George know it's the assorted linens, towels, curtains lot. Okay. It's a lot. There's a lot of vintage stuff and a lot of cool stuff that's been coming out of storage units in Florida. That there was really cool stuff this past season. And we're starting, I mean, look at all the gold and the silver and the diamonds and the gems. And one of the things I need to do is sort all of that, because I want to set it for sale for everything that's going on, and for all the legal fees. And, you know, it's just part of, we've had to reallocate funds. We wanted to work on we wanted to put $100,000 into the actual schoolhouse this year for remodeling and for the community. But obviously $155,000 has already gone towards legal fees with no end in sight. So we've had to tighten the budget and allocate where the things that are most needed, and frankly, the things that make money. And so we can keep moving forward. All right. And this next lot, Gene Mark, thank you so much. And we've already been down that path and that trail. So I appreciate that encouragement. Legally, we've been down that path and that trail. So as he's referring to trying to get sleep and some of the things, like I can't even begin to tell you how many things that we have tried to help me sleep better at night. But there's one thing that's a guarantee that always works. And then, and thankfully I've found out that. Okay, next thing, $75.
So I'm going to show a hint. This is the hint of what it is.
Okay, apparently there is a hint. And Flippin' Adventures already said go, go, go. It definitely looks like Big Bird, and I love it.
That's
all right,
the hint right there.
Definitely looks like a magnet. Big Bird vintage. Kitty Mama Felicia got it for 75 already. Do you want to be surprised? Do you want to be surprised? Do you want to be surprised? Kitty Mama Felicia, just a reminder, you're going to send your YouTube name, your real name, your shipping address, your claim to fame amount of $75. She says she wants to see. And let George know.
The tote's not included, but you get all of the magnets that are in here. There's a lot.
And then let George know it's the magnet lot. That is, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Dan says melatonin helps him. I've used melatonin, and melatonin does nothing for me. But I will share this. We were working on legal things, and we were at the Chiefland print shop, and the owner of Ralph's Burgers in Chiefland, we were talking about CPAPs and trying to sleep and not being able to sleep. And he's like, Jeremy, he goes, there's this product, go to the store behind my place. And he's like, I guarantee you it will knock you out. And he is right. It does knock me out. The problem is staying knocked out. So I can be knocked out for 3 hours, but I need to be knocked out for 8, preferably 12. And let me be very honest. The only thing that keeps me knocked out for 8 hours, I whether you want to say I'm a hopeless romantic or what, I'm being with somebody you love cuddled next to you helps. There is so much truth to longevity and peace and all of those things. But at the same time, if I even start saying those things, then people make allegations. Oh, Jeremy's living in sin. Jeremy's doing this. How do they know what I do intimately with my body or somebody else's? I'm obviously not practicing intimately with George when we're not even in the same state. But they want to claim they know everything about my body and what I do with my body. But I do love cuddling. So that will help me tremendously. But even then, this past winter, the bed worked for my back and the couch worked for George's back. So are you still on the couch or did you move to the bed?
The couch. The bed hurts my back for whatever reason.
Well, you have a bad back as it is anyway. So
all right. So the next lot was paid for last week and donated back for like the 8th or 9th time now. So Clint Weaver bought this lot last week, paid for it, said donate it back. Let's see how long we can keep this going. This particular lot, if you've been watching our sales for like the last 8 or 9 sales, my number may be off. It's going back up for sale.
Keep in mind, these are empty. Empty items can still sell. The claim to fame is $99, and this thing is on a record streak.
These are empty retail boxes. Look, they're already guessing in the chat.
Flippin' Adventure said, go, go, go. And George started to show. The claim to fame is $99. Dana Phillips just claimed it at $99. Oh, my goodness. All right. Dana, do you want to be surprised? Do you want to be surprised, Dana? Do you want to be surprised?
Well, if Dana's been watching, she already knows what's in it. What's in the lot.
She's seen it for like the 10th time now. So, so just a reminder, Dana, what you'll do is you'll email your YouTube name, your real name, your shipping address, your claim to fame amount of 99, and let George know it's the empty box lot. Okay. The empty box lot. You'll email that to whatthehales@yahoo.com. Just a reminder, all the wieners here tonight. Dana, just go ahead. She's said donate it back. Make sure you put that in the email for George because we will forget. So it looks like the streak continues here tonight. That's so funny. So funny. All right. Next week, we'll show up for a 10th time. All right. But go ahead and email. And just a reminder to everybody, all the winners tonight, when you do email What the Hales, you do get an auto response. But George will find your email specifically and send a specialized, personalized invoice. Okay. All right. This next lot is awesome. I have a collection of these myself. $98. And if you've been watching the few weeks, George keeps ending things with this. And so it's the book.
Yeah, but this is number one.
This is number one. And it is 90. Philip Adventure said go, go, go. $98. Remember, free shipping. James Elliott just got it $98. $98. I'm scared. I'm scared of them horror movies. Kay just asked me. Kay was like cracking a joke. We were driving, and she made a comment, or she quoted from Saw, and she's like, and I didn't get it, and it was obvious I didn't get it. She's like, "Haven't you ever seen Saw?" I was like, "No, I'm not brave enough. I am not brave enough." All right. James, do you want to be surprised? Do you want to be surprised? Let's see what James says. James, that is DVD lot number one, which means there's another one coming because if she puts one, it always follows with a two.
I guess I just need to know if he wants to be surprised.
Can you just show the box and kind of tip it a little bit? And then he says, I don't know what no thanks means. I don't know what no thanks means.
I don't know either.
I guess we'll figure it out after he emails you. But there we go. All right. So, James, what you're going to do is you're going to email us at whatthehales@yahoo.com. You're going to share your YouTube name, your real name, your shipping address, your claim to fame amount of $98, and then tell George it's DVD lot number one. Okay. All right. And now I get it. Christine Roman Noodles said no to show. By the way, we will get to mail next week. We had some heavy things that we needed to address here tonight that we won't be addressing any longer, but we will get mail and the fun in the mail next week because I have a feeling there's probably going to be a lot of underwear. I
do want to share a personal gift that was donated today by one of the Otter Creek residents. Can I do that now or when we're done with the sale?
I thought they all hate us. Why would they donate?
Well, apparently they turn on us and then they show us and then they show up with gifts.
All right, go ahead and show it. Let's see.
So this big old otter was donated by Carl Hughes, Councilman Carl Hughes, Vice Mayor Carl Hughes.
Vice Mayor Carl.
He hand delivered this. Deanna delivered it to me. He said, "Thank you so much for checking up on me during my accident and caring." And so he brought it's so soft. And his name, you want to know what his name is?
Yep. Justin Otter.
So this was Vice Mayor Carl who delivered this today. So thank you, Carl, if you're watching. I love it.
Vice Mayor Carl.
Jeremy will use this as a neck pillow.
There you go. Vice Mayor Carl actually was one of the first residents to welcome us to Otter Creek. And that held a special place in my heart for him. And he gifted license plates and a no parking sign because he saw the issues we were having with parking. And he has a heart. He has a very sensitive and tender heart for families and for Otter Creek's appropriate good growth. And I'm
he
just
shared
thrilled.
with us like his magnet fishing find.
Yes, he found a pew
Remember
pew
that?
magnet fishing in Otter Creek. Yes. And so I'm just thrilled. I'm thrilled that he's there to represent the residents, those who live there full time, those who live there part time, those who don't live there at all, but they have property there. I'm thrilled he's there to represent the residents of Otter Creek. I'm very excited about that. All right, this next lot. This next lot is a number 2. It was donated back.
So this lot was purchased by I Used to Be Young last Sunday. She paid for it, said donate it back.
All right. And Crafty Jen says to auction off my underwear. No. We have to draw the line somewhere, Crafty Jen. You don't want this, I promise you. Nobody wants that. All right, $97. Once Flippin' Adventure says go, go, go. $97. She probably already did say go, go, go. I'm behind. Go, go, go. And $97. She just said go, go, go. $97. And it's Taz, $97. Taz just got it, $97. $97. All we need to know is, Taz, do you want to be Zuberized? Do you want to be Zuberized? Just let us know if you want to be Zuberized, Taz.
Taz. Why do I like that name so much? Taz.
Because of the Tasmanian Devil. Taz did say thank you. I didn't see if he wants to be surprised. Maybe just go ahead and show the box, and then just a reminder, Taz, you're going to send us your YouTube name, your real name, your shipping address, and your claim to fame amount, and then let George know it's DVD lot number 2. Dana says email sent. Thank you so much, Dana. Thank you so much. Okay. And then Flippin' Adventures. Flippin' Adventures. Can you send me the questions again, Flippin' Adventures? By the way, Baby Pepper is on vacation eating sand. Now, they did invite me to go to Barbados with them. So they went to go visit Patience's brother, who is studying nursing down there. And she said, hey, we're going on vacation. Your family, you need to fly with us. And I said, I would actually love to, but I have to get the business ahead of schedule because I have some very big things coming up, and we're going to make some very big, exciting transitions, positive transitions for What the Hales as well that are coming up, which we will explain at a later date. All right, let's see. And oh, that one's an easy one.
So
Okay,
just tell me 1, 2, or 3. Just tell me 1, 2, or 3.
2. Okay. I fear if I ask the first one, but number 2. All right. What are the items that are free to win here tonight?
Okay. So the free giveaway was donated and was encouraged to give them away, but they're custom made What the Hales Fun Employed pens.
Man, I don't even have one of those.
You want me to save you one?
Maybe one just for a What the Hales museum.
Okay.
All right.
I'll save one.
This week in Otter Creek, it was just incredible. I mean, God was blessing. God was just blessing. And we have found so many incredible things, and today was just another incredible day. But what did Patience think was going to be in the shop vac box? What did Patience think was going to be in the shop vac box? I'm curious what Patience thought would be in the shop vac box. what did patients think would be in the shop vac box? Which we found more rugs than we had ever found in a unit before. Conky said, a shop vac? If the shop vac was in there, we know what would have been hidden in the shop vac.
All right. I totally lost my spot in the chat, so give me a second. Keep your answers coming, though.
There were a ton of rugs. And I did
oh my goodness, like tote full of them.
I did offer them to Mayor Dan for Jinx, the new K9 unit in the village here, and he said no, they have plenty, and so to just dispose of them. And that lots of people say, what do you do when you find that much rug? What do you do when you find that many rugs? And I was joking because we had friends over last night, so. Kaylin was over last night for a bonfire and helped prep and get prepared for it, and then Conky and Noreen as well. And I kept joking that, well, we don't need to throw it away, we'll just burn it. And Mayor Dan's like, all right, well, the entire village will be on a high that night. So there was so much. There was so much. I did not burn it. Yet.
Sorry, my screen froze, so I have to go all the way back.
Do you want me to just ask another question and start over?
No, because I saw a ton of people answer correctly. All right, I got 2 winners so far.
How many are you looking for? 3?
3. All right. So the first person to answer the trivia question correctly with the answer of money is Kathy S. Just Kathy S. The second person to answer the trivia question correctly with money is Brenda Words. And the third person to answer the trivia question correctly with the correct answer of money is Vicky Winward. Congratulations, ladies. Make sure you email me here at whatthehales@yahoo.com. Let me know that you were the winner of tonight's trivia question. Make sure you include your name, your YouTube profile name, even if they're the same, your mailing address, and then let me know that you are the winner. Yeah, something crazy is going on with my screen. Crazy. I want to thank everyone for tuning in from all over the planet. We love seeing where you guys are tuning in from, whether it's morning, afternoon, night for you. I hope you guys enjoyed our live stream, and we'll tune in again next Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when we go live.
When we can joke around more and not have to deal with serious allegations, illegal defamatory allegations. Next Sunday we'll be able to joke around more.
We try to release a pre-recorded video every day, Monday through Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard, and then we go live every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. Take it away, Jeremy.
'Cause I moved into a town, no one around, all to get away from the snow. I put in a 2-inch line, everything was fine, until they tried to steal all my dough.
We want to thank our moderators for helping out in the live chat, dropping links, assisting with answering frequently asked questions. We appreciate you guys so much.
Mary was in town hall. She couldn't do math at all, just kept calling the law. Sending emails to Worm, hoping he'd confirm no one would know all her flaws.
We want to thank everyone that sent a super chat this evening, a super sticker donation. We truly appreciate the support.
Well, Lynette and John, they're running their con, trying to get any money they can. Everything around them dies, Then she fake cries. They'll end up by a river in a van.
We want to thank everyone that became a What the Hales member this evening, anyone that upgraded their membership, and all of those who gifted memberships this evening. It means so much to us. If you were gifted a membership this evening, it happens at random. YouTube does it. Be sure to thank whoever gifted it to you.
There's signs all over town, and now they're taken down. Everybody knows who done it. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. They're living in a shed with no permit.
Want to send a early thank you to those of you who have sent fan mail. We didn't get to it this evening, but we will get to it next Sunday. We love opening up your gifts and reading your special notes.
Well, Russ was texting Don. He was telling him it's on. Let's give the world a show. Oh, we always wanted fame. Now they know our name. In the meetings, always vote no.
Say goodnight, Jeremy.
They're all making threats. Fans are taking bets. Who's going to be the first in jail? Mary, Russ, or Don? Lynette or John? We just know it won't be. What the hell?
All right, now say goodnight, Jeremy.
Good night, Jeremy.
Good night, everyone. We love you. See you next Sunday.